What's up guys, my name is Ace, and yesterday was a pretty big news day for Black Ops Cold War. We got a bunch of information on the prestige system that they have and how that works, which I covered in yesterday's video. But alongside that, we also got confirmation of more exclusives for PlayStation users in Cold War. And this is on top of that exclusive Onslaught mode, where you're basically playing like a survival mode with zombies on multiplayer maps. That's going to be exclusive to PlayStation for an entire year. And when I saw that, I actually made a video about this. I don't like exclusivity like this, especially locking an actual playable mode behind a certain console. However, at the same time, I was saying if this is the only exclusive thing, I don't really see it as that big of a deal because this mode likely isn't going to be really successful or heavily supported, just like we saw with the survival mode in Modern Warfare. That mode wasn't supported at all, and it really seems like they just kind of threw it together so that they could give PlayStation something exclusive. And honestly, after the first week of the game coming out, I completely forgot it even existed. So I really don't feel like PC and Xbox players missed out on too much with that. And honestly, I think that form of exclusivity was at least better than the old exclusivity that we had, where all gameplay related content would come out a month later on the other platforms. So as much as I dislike exclusivity, my thoughts at the time were it could be worse. It could have been as bad as it used to be with that 30-day wait for all gameplay related content. However, like I said, just yesterday they announced that there are 4 more exclusives that are coming to PlayStation for Cold War. And the first one is a Battle Pass bundle bonus, and with this one, when you buy the $20 version of the Battle Pass, the one that gives you the 20 tier skips as well as the paid Battle Pass, you will get an additional 5 tier skips on PlayStation. And honestly, with this one, on its own at least, I don't really see this as being a big deal. I don't know what you guys are thinking about that, but if this were isolated, I don't think that's a problem. PlayStation users get 5 tier skips for a Battle Pass that's filled with cosmetic items, so they're just going to be earning those cosmetic items a little bit faster. However, we do have the next one, and with this one, if PlayStation users are playing in a party with someone, even if the people in their party aren't on PlayStation as well, so they could be partied up with an Xbox or PC player, they will gain a 25% bonus to their weapon XP as they play. This one is actually a pretty big deal, especially with how important attachments are in this game, which we really saw from the alpha to beta, because in the alpha we had a bunch of attachments unlocked right from the beginning, and then I noticed when I got into the beta, guns felt like they were performing way worse, and that's because they didn't have the attachments on there. So having those attachments and ranking your weapons up faster, that's a pretty significant advantage, especially early on in the game's life cycle when people are going to be grinding through those weapons. So this one I do consider to be a pretty big deal because it will in some ways affect the gameplay. It will make it so PlayStation players become more powerful in-game faster than other platforms. So to me, that one is a pretty big deal, and I really don't like to see that one. But on top of that, we also have a monthly double XP event, apparently a 24-hour duration every single month on PlayStation that the other platforms won't have access to. This one I don't think is nearly as big of a deal as the previous one because once you get to rank 55 anyway in this game, it looks like any levels after that, that's just for your own personal grind. It doesn't make you any more powerful than anybody else. And also, it's only for a 24-hour duration once a month. So yeah, not nearly as big of a deal as the previous one, in my opinion at least. But then finally, we have one more PlayStation exclusive that they've announced, and this is extra loadouts. So presumably, the base amount of loadouts is going to be 10 at launch. I am hoping for that at least. So all platforms should have 10 loadouts. I think we had access to 10 in the beta and the alpha. However, PlayStation users are going to get 2 more of those. And this one I also find to be very frustrating because those loadout slots are great to have. Having extra loadout slots is really, really nice. It's more of a quality of life feature, especially now that we can edit our classes mid-game. It's not really going to provide a massive gameplay benefit for having 12 classes compared to 10 classes, for instance. But it's just the fact that it is such a great quality of life thing, having those extra class slots. It makes it that much easier to organize your class setups and have a greater variety of class setups on the go that you can quickly swap to. This is just something that I don't think should be platform specific. This should be equal across all of the platforms for everybody. So yeah, those are the 4 new exclusives that they've announced. And I've got to say, even as a PlayStation user, I am not really happy about this. I totally understand why exclusives exist, especially this year since we are getting that new generation of consoles, and there are so many people out there that are entirely on the fence. They have no idea if they want to get the new Xbox or the new PlayStation. And announcing stuff like this, as small as it may seem, it really can be that thing that pushes people over the edge to go toward PlayStation rather than Xbox. So I'm sure it's very successful from a business standpoint. I understand why they do it. And also, for every one of us that reads this stuff and gets really annoyed and frustrated and angry about it, there's probably 10 or 20 other casual players that see this and go, wow, that's so cool. I'm so glad I'm a PlayStation player. Or, wow, that's really cool. I think I'm going to get a PlayStation now instead of an Xbox. So I don't see exclusivity going anywhere anytime soon, but I really don't like what they're doing with several of these exclusives. To me, the type of exclusivity I would like to see, assuming it's going to continue to exist, which of course it will, is like a PlayStation exclusive operator skin, or a PlayStation exclusive weapon blueprint, for instance. That kind of stuff, I don't think anybody would really have much of an issue with, because it's just a purely cosmetic thing. Even if the skin and the blueprint looked really, really cool, it's not like Xbox and PC players would really feel all that left out from that. However, at the same time, it probably wouldn't be as effective as the exclusives that they are doing this time around. But that's pretty much it for today's video. Those are the new exclusives that they've announced for PlayStation. And with that, of course, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about these additional exclusive bonuses that PlayStation users are going to be getting? Also, along with your opinion, I am interested in hearing which platform you play on as well. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.